right, so I want to make a short video here explaining how I took that trade and literally got a win in about less than 2 minutes actually. How I took that trade using Bookmap, because Bookmap I'm still learning. I've been using it for not that long, but it's just such an amazing tool. If you don't know what any of this is, if you don't know what Orderflow is, I'm going to make like kind of a short explanation of what Bookmap is here and give you an idea of the strategy that I'm using, and I'm definitely going to do some more videos on it later. I'm going to show some trades that I took, some wins, some losses, you know, all the screenshots of my journal. But let me explain to you what Bookmap is in the most simplified way, and I think if you know a little bit about trading, you're going to pretty much understand. So these green dots and the red dots are market orders. People clicking on the button and just buying market orders, right? The bigger the dot, the bigger the volume, meaning the most contracts they are. So this dot, for example, so if you look at the bottom of the screen here, there's nothing right here. But when I put the cursor on it, you can see volume 121. So there were 121 contracts bought here, right? And so the bigger the dots, the bigger the volume. Okay, that's pretty clear. So these are buyers, and then you have these sellers here, which were obviously smaller sellers. This one was 39 contracts versus this one 121 contracts. So you already know the buyers are in control here. So how did I take that trade? First of all, we were in a very strong uptrend. I mean, that's pretty clear. And I didn't want to FOMO in, so I wanted to have a bit of a range which formed here, because I got in front of the computer, I saw that, and I was waiting for exactly this to happen. And so what do you see here? Big longs, a little bit of a range forming, some shorts attempting, failing, some smaller longs entering, but nothing crazy compared to this, right? And then some new shorts, and what happens here and here, shorts are trapped at the bottom. Some people got excited and started trying to short here, and they got stuck in that wick. Then it moved down here, they got stuck in that wick. These are these shorts. The wick is here, right? And this is the wick. So I was like, okay, I want to see some shorts trapped at the bottom, because these are people that are losing money, so they're giving money to the market to push up higher. And I want to see some buyers step in, and that's exactly what happened here. We got some pretty decent buyers immediately after these guys got stuck, trapped. So trapped here, trapped here, and price was now above all of these shorts and started pushing. I entered here, put my stop loss below, and where was my take profit? This is another part of Bookmap, which is amazing. Now, these are the market orders, right? The dots, people clicking on the button literally and entering a market order. And these lines that you see here, right, all of these lines are limit orders, are people that placed an order there earlier and they said, okay, when price gets to 33.64, I'm going to sell whatever amount of contracts. And that's a good thing, because there's liquidity above my entry, right? And there's another line here you can see, right? So if there's liquidity above my entry, it's going to act as a magnet for price to push up into that liquidity, right? Because the market is always looking for liquidity to be either taken or filled. So what happened here? I'm going to zoom in a little bit. This first area of liquidity got filled by this big green ball, right? Market orders just bought all of that, and there were more buyers than sellers here, so it's just pushed through. And then this so this area is orange, which means there was some decent, you know, sellers. This area is red, so there were even more sellers, right? A yellow area like this would be, you know, just a smaller amount of volume. And then here, so my TP was here because I didn't want to be greedy. I wanted to be in and out that trade. You know, I definitely could have been more greedy in hindsight, because, I mean, such a strong uptrend. Something happened here that maybe I'm going to get into in a minute that was interesting too, but I missed it. I just wanted to, you know, make a quick $228 here. You know, I can't complain. Yeah, so I put my TP here because I knew that if we broke out of that range, most likely we would go at least for that liquidity, okay? And then we kept on moving up, And then, okay, so I can keep on doing a bit of analysis here of what happened later. So this area that I'm in here now is this range here, right? So that was the liquidity level that I marked in, that I was aiming at. That's where my TP was. So let's look at this range now, because that's interesting. Because you could have lost a trade using my strategy. You could have lost a trade here, but win another one right after. So using my strategy, you see all of these longs. Now we're starting to range. We see some shorts attempting, failing. You could have tried to long this maybe. You see some more shorts attempting here. And there's a little bit of buying orders, which got filled. And then it pushed up. You could have maybe entered from here or something, right? So this is the first low. This is the second low, and then the buyers, right? So second low, look at this here. That's the second low, right? Shorts trapped at the bottom, similarly to my trade earlier, right? And then buyers. So I locked my account. I wanted to take a break. I took a win, just walk away, do something else. I'm not going to try to give money back to the market. But what I would have done there for sure is take a long, see the wick, the trap shorts, such a strong uptrend. My stop loss would have been here, or actually maybe a bit below, because I had this line of support resistance here. But let's say my stop loss was here. Maybe take profit here or something. Well, that would have been a loss, right? What I liked about this level too, by the way, is that it grabbed some liquidity right here, right? You already had some people stop losses below, these guys that long here. They grabbed these lows and then pushed up. So it was a really nice trade that I could have taken. I would have been stopped out, maybe not actually, because I think my stop would have been maybe, but let's say I would have been stopped out. Now what happened just after that? Look at this low here, which took, well, my stop loss potentially. Well, there we go. So that would have been my first long, right? Wait, is that it? Oh, I'm sorry guys, did I get it wrong? Yeah, I got it wrong, my bad. My bad. Okay, so this low, right, is actually this low. So I would have been long, let's say around here, maybe here, and then stopped out here. But then what do you see here? So you see a lot of shorts entering, right? I'm long here, my TP is all the way up here, let's say, stop loss here. You see a lot of shorts, kind of some big, dots entering. But what happens here? You get some more shorts that take out these low, like these guys are stopped out. That would have been my stop loss. But look at the size of these dots here. This is getting a bit more advanced, but now there is what you call exhaustion. You had some decent shorts here, some big shorts here, big shorts, and then at the breakout where you would expect like a lot of shorts to enter to really push the market down, they're like, meh, not really. Then there's some buyers, then some more shorts, even smaller than these, you could say. And there's exhaustion, meaning like there's not that much interest from sellers. These guys were real excited, and then no follow through. So that's a good entry now to try and enter long again. So if you were stopped out here, you can long back here, right? And then have the same take profit at the top here. So, and now it keeps on going. We can look at what is going on right now in real time. So you can see what Bookmap does in real time. Look at that. Okay, so now we are in this range, right? Obviously, we're getting a lot of sellers. What you do have is you have some longs trapped at the top. That's 150 contracts. That's quite a bit, actually. You do have exhaustion, right? Because huge buyers, there's a level of liquidity here that hasn't been filled. There's still a lot of orders there. But sometimes price stops just before the orders and doesn't fill them. So I would not short this considering how huge of an uptrend we're in. But it is interesting to see what's going on here. Big buyers, right? Then some sellers. Then some buyers come back, and actually look at the difference here. You do have some exhaustion. Big buyers and medium buyers. Then short step back in. There's a last attempt, well, another attempt here, not a lot of buyers. Pretty decent shorts, another attempt. Again, not a lot of buyers. We're not even capable of reaching these highs. And now we do have some shorts entering the market. If you were a scalper, I mean, I am a scalper, but if you wanted to scalp against the trend, you could have tried something like this maybe, but why, Like, just take a fake trade here if you wanted to short, see what happens. The move is very extended. You can hope for your TP could get hit there, but why go against the trend? I'm not going to take any trades now, but what I would rather see is some shorts trapped here. Again, maybe a bigger dot, maybe like this one. Either I want to see a big dot with a lot of trap shorts, or I want to see like smaller and smaller, you know, every time we make a lower low, these dots get smaller, right? So there's exhaustion, as I was talking, the same thing that we saw here. Yeah, right now, you got some pretty decent shorts entering. So I think the TP could get hit here. So you get the idea, right? Again, absolutely not a trade I would have taken, but big buyers, medium buyers, and then no more buyers, essentially. And now shorts are... So now if I wanted to look for a long, because that's all I'm going to do, maybe I'm going to wait for us to get to that level of orders. You got some new orders there that started at 8.45. See if we can get there, have some shorts get absorbed, right? Some market shorts get absorbed, and then some buyers, like some decent buyers, maybe not huge, but some decent buyers stepping in. Then you can long, let's say from here, if you see what you want, right? Bounce, long, stop loss below, aim at the highs possibly, because there's liquidity above. You know, that could be a plan for a long. Yeah, listen, I think I've done a decent explanation. I hope you get it. Bookmap is just crazy good. It's just too good. And if you don't want to pay for it, actually, it's very expensive. It can be quite expensive. Like for this data, I'm paying around like maybe $80 a month, something like that. The first month, you're going to get 20% off. You have on YouTube, you can type in like live streaming Bookmap, and you have some YouTube channels that does just a live streaming of their Bookmap screen. So you can check that out and kind of test it out for yourself. Okay, that's enough for this video. Yeah, let me know if you're interested in me making some more content, because I would like to show you, I'm not going to do that right now, but Bookmap trades. This is my trading journal. These are all the trades that I took. And so, you know, I can show you all this kind of stuff and also do some more kind of live analysis if you're interested. Okay, we're done here. Have a great day, guys. Let me know if you're interested for some more videos.